All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pals podcast. I'm your host, Ricky Liorti. This week's episode, we had Devante Smith-Pelly, former NHL Stanley Cup Champion. It's a big episode. But before we jump into that, we're going to do a quick little housekeeping. I'm going to talk about my life, some of the things I'm working on, a little bit about me. So if you don't care about me and what I'm doing, and you're just here to hear Devo chat and tell his stories, which I wouldn't blame you, I wouldn't take offense to that either, because I'd probably be here for that. Skip to the 7 to 8 minute mark around there. That's when we'll jump into that. But if you're here for me and you've been following along, I genuinely want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you've been following along for a little while, you know I used to do this podcast with my best pal, George. Unfortunately, he's retired from the podcasting game, and I've been doing this solo. Danny's been helping me, but unfortunately, she's in tax season too. So I've been doing this by myself for the last about month now, and it is so tough. It is so tough. So knowing that you guys are still bearing with me, you're still watching and listening, the numbers aren't what they used to be, but that's because we're just kind of getting going again. But all the messages I've been getting, a lot of people giving me feedback, a lot of people saying, they like this or they didn't like this. But just people reaching out, I genuinely do really appreciate it because it's fucking tough. It is so tough doing the editing, cutting the clips, making sure the sound is good. Like, I don't think I've had one episode go perfectly smooth yet. Like, there's been an issue with something on every single episode. And it is just so tough because this isn't my forte. I don't get paid to do this, so I can't even outsource it. So it's been tough. It's been a struggle. But knowing that you guys are still listening, still watching, and, we had a couple of clips. We had a clip go viral on TikTok thanks to Sony. We got a lot of shares. All these episodes did really well. Young Bomb's episode did really well. And I'm sure this one with Devante Smith-Pelly is going to do really well as well for us. So I just want to say a quick thank you. But about me, this week was an exciting week for me. Honestly, I had one of the best weeks I've had all year. You can probably hear it in my voice. We had two great podcasts this week, Devante Smith-Pelly and 12 a.m. Both got me really fired up for the pod and got me excited and just remind me why I'm doing this and why I have fun doing this. But then this weekend, I went to Michigan with my cousin Andrew to play in the Grand Rapids Earth Day Open pickleball tournament. Yes, I play pickleball. Funny enough, most people think I'm really good at pickleball just because I post about it a lot, but I actually suck. When I play in these tournaments, I play in like really low levels and I don't even win. Like, I just got a bronze this weekend and I'm like super happy because I played the best pickleball I've ever played in my entire life. And I was in like literally the lowest division. So we went to Grand Rapids. Me and Andrew both won bronzes. He was in the age group above me, and then I was in the 10 to 35 age group. And it went really well. And look, just as I said this, the light on my camera went out. So anyways, the Grand Rapids tournament was amazing. Everyone there was so nice. We went to this really cool restaurant called Butcher's Union, and we went to this really good brewery called New Holland Brewery. Both were just honestly 10 out of 10 experiences. Really, really, really good. I was actually very shocked considering Grand Rapids isn't that big of a town, but it was amazing. Saturday we played in our doubles tournament, and then we lost in the bronze medal match, which was okay because we were the fourth best team there. But again, we were really happy with how we played. We went 5-5 and had a really good time. But here's the highlight of my week, and some of you guys might not even care about this, but I went to go see Luke Combs at Ford Field. A friend of mine, Samantha at Sony, hooked us up with some tickets, really good tickets. So, Sam, thank you so much. I know I've already thanked you, but thank you. I really appreciate it. My good friends at Sony, you guys are the best. I love you. Thank you. Luke Combs is one of the greatest performers that I've ever seen. He's in my top 5 probably ever, and I've seen basically all the good ones live at this point, I think now. I might be missing U2 currently, and that's it. But, I've seen Adele, Justin Bieber. I've seen Luke Bryan. I've seen AC/DC. I've seen Post. I've seen like so many different people, and Luke Combs doesn't disappoint. I just found out who he was about 6 months ago. And since I found out who he was, I've been obsessed. I have like 4 songs that were in my top 10 most played songs last year, and I just found out about him in November before he came to the show in Toronto. So Emma, thank you for introducing me to him. So we went out, we saw Luke Combs at Ford Field, like 60,000 people. It was such an amazing concert. Played all the hits, everything that you wanted from a concert you got. And then after, me and my cousin went to this little bar called Tin Roof, and we just honestly had a really good time. So then, we drove back over the border to stay in Windsor, and we ended up getting McDonald's, and it was exactly what you wanted out of a country concert. Yeehaw, everyone having a good, jolly old time. So that's a bit about me. Things happening in the world. Coachella weekend 2. Frank Ocean pulled out. A whole bunch of drama. I'm not going to get into it, but they replaced Frank Ocean for Sunday headlining set with Skrillex and Fred again. Wild. Great job by the Coachella team after Frank Ocean bailed. So if you really care more, just Google it. You'll hear the whole story. But yeah, wish I was there. I literally can't even stay up because I'm recording this on Sunday night, this intro, even though this episode's released on Tuesday. But yeah, amazing. Other things happening. The Leafs are up against Tampa Bay Lightning. Super excited. Me and Devo talk about that series in this episode, so you'll get a little bit more about that. And I guess we'll jump into it. So Devante Smith-Pelly, former NHL player, he just recently retired. He won a Stanley Cup in 2018 with Ovechkin and the Washington Capitals, and he was like a major component on that team. He scored some massive goals. I think he had 7 goals that postseason, which like matched his season high. So that was amazing. He scored like the game that tied. I think it was game 6 where they ended up winning the cup. So really cool. He's such a down-to-earth guy too. You ask him like what he's doing now. He's like, man, I'm just enjoying the retired life. He's doing a lot of he's working on some other projects, which I won't get into because we're going to talk about it on the pod. But he's just like one of the boys. We didn't know each other until kind of this podcast, but now we run into each other all the time. Just really nice guy, really friendly. Every time I see him out now, he's always got a smile on his face, and just someone that, you're happy that they've succeeded and they've reached the pinnacle of, what it means to be a hockey player and winning a cup, hoisting that. And I think he's probably encouraged a lot of young African-American players to play hockey because there's not a lot in the NHL. So, guys like Jerome McGinley paved the way for him, and I'm sure he's going to be paving the way for a lot of other young kids that are growing up saying that, hey, he looks just like I do. I have a chance and I can go and do this. So, Devante, man, thank you so much. You were amazing. It's nice to have someone that feels like a pal on this podcast. And other than that, I'll shut up because you guys are probably tired of hearing me ramble. So let's jump right into it. Let's go. I'm glad we finally got you on this. I feel like since we've spoken, I've run into you half a dozen times at least on King West.
Yeah, it's weird because before we talked,
like
we never met each other, and then we talked. We were setting this up, and instantly I started seeing you more.
Yeah, I was just like, man, Devo, right there. What's up?
It's funny. It's funny how that works.
It's such a small world, especially like King West and stuff like.
Yeah.
Where'd you grow up actually?
I grew up in Scarborough.
Okay, whereabouts?
At like Markham and Eglinton.
Okay.
So I lived there for most of my life, and then.
Wait, what team did you play on growing up? Don Mills Flyers for sure.
I played on Don Mills for 1 year, and then I played for the Junior Canadians for like 6-7 years. So
Canadians were always a good team.
Yeah. We had a stacked team. We have other guys who played in the NHL. Tyler Toffoli, who won a cup too.
With the Kings.
No, we had a good team, and so that's where I grew up. That's it.
I remember playing in that. Was it the little peanut barn for Don Mills? What's it called?
Vic Village.
Vic Village.
Yeah. Oh yeah, those are the classics. Everyone knows Vic Village.
Man, everybody does. And the Canadians, where'd you guys play? Chesswood?
Chesswood. Yeah, we played out of Chesswood, and that rink is. I think they're done with Chesswood though. I think they have Scotiabank Pond across the street. Yeah, it's like the new Chesswood. So I don't think
Downsview Park, right?
Yeah.
So was it Herbert Carnegie?
Herbert Carnegie used to be a spot that everyone played, but now everything runs out of Scotiabank Pond. They have like 4 rinks. It's the new Chesswood. It's the bigger.
What do you? This is completely random, but what do you think about Scotiabank just having 20 different arenas all over Canada? Like Scotiabank Pond, Scotiabank Arena, Scotiabank Dome. What's the one in Halifax? I was just there last week. Scotiabank Center. It's the one in Halifax.
I mean, damn, I don't know. They got a lot of money going around. They got a lot of money going around. I mean, I don't know.
I don't want to piss off the people.
They're making a lot of money, and
I don't want to piss off the people at MLS, but I absolutely hate it when they change the name from the ACC to Scotiabank. I hate it.
It's always going to be ACC. Yeah. It's always going to be Sky Dome.
Man, again, I said that to someone the other day. Like, I'm going to the Rogers Center. I was like, oh, like, do you actually refer to it as the Rogers Center, like subconsciously? Yeah. They're like, no, I'm making an effort because that's what it's called. And I was like, yeah, but like, it's always going to be the Sky Dome. It's like the dome on a Saturday.
That's the best name too. Like,
it's unreal. It's like a classic Wrigley.
Yeah.
Even though Wrigley was named after a gum, it's a classic name. Like Fenway.
Yeah. Those
classic names.
Yeah. No, it's Sky Dome forever.
Yeah, for sure. Always. You ever Actually, obviously you've been to Boston and you've been to all these cities. What's your favorite city outside of Plain?
My favorite city, probably.
And you can go like European cities too.
Yeah,
means,
yeah. I would say like I loved when we had a day off in New York. We always had a good time there. Obviously, L.A. Obviously.
Find yourself in some trouble there?
Yeah. Had some good nights there too. But I would say New York. I like obviously the city feel. I'm a city guy. So I always enjoy going to New York and restaurants. And I used to live in Hoboken when I played for the Devils. So right across the water.
Yeah.
And I don't think I even had dinner ever in Hoboken. I always went to the city. It's
across the bridge and that's it.
It was 7-minute boat, like right across the bridge.
Wait, you take the boat across?
Yeah. 7-minute boat. And you're right in like Midtown and...
Because Jersey's on, if you're looking at the map, it's on the right of Manhattan, right? So I guess it's east of Manhattan.
Something like that, yeah, I think. I'm trying to think of a map. I mean, I think so.
Yeah. I think it's because it's on the Queens side. Fuck it. Anyways.
It's across the water. I know
favorite like neighborhood in New York?
I think probably just like, I mean, not around Times Square, like Soho, Soho area. Wherever I would just go to the restaurants. Like I wasn't really too sure what is what. I mean, I know Times Square obviously, but I think majority of the time I was ending up in Soho and in that area. I loved it. Honestly, I have to go back and have a weekend. But
the nice part about New York, it's so close. You know what I mean? It literally takes you get on at Porter, you're there an hour before. It's an hour, an hour and a half flight. Mm-hmm. You land, boom, you're at your hotel within 3 hours, like total.
Yeah.
And it's so nice because you can just go there for a little weekend, Friday after work. Well, I guess you don't have a normal day job. So the rest of us, like Friday after work, you get there, do a nice late dinner. You hit like one of the like small, I guess, bars or something. Because clubs aren't really a thing anymore.
Yeah, no. When I lived there, we used to like go to One Oak and stuff. But
One Oak, okay. And there's like Marquee.
Yeah, like those places. I don't know if they're still running.
I think they
are. A
lot
of people just go to like little like jazz bars.
Yeah.
And
or like speakeasies and stuff.
Yeah, little speakeasy, like little chill spots. So, no, it's good. I got make a trip out there.
I know. I was just thinking the same thing. Like May 24 is a nice time to go because the weather's nice. You go to like Central Park. I was just thinking about where I'm going to go for May 24. But
well, and I guess you don't stay around here.
I usually like going somewhere within North America for the long weekend. I did London, England last year with Danny, the girl that you met last couple weeks ago. We did London, England, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's so far for a long weekend." It's like, well, you go to LA for a long weekend, right? Yeah. That's a 4.5 hour flight. Yeah. To go across the pond is only 5.5 or 6 hours to like London. So it's not that bad. And you do the overnight flight, so you don't really lose much time. You leave Thursday, get there Friday morning, and you just kind of keep going. So we did that last year, and it was a really good trip. I don't know where I'm going to go because a lot of my friends don't want to go away from A24. So I'm thinking Nashville. I've never been to Nashville in the spring, summer. I'm a Titans fan, so I go there.
Guys love Nashville. Me personally, like it wasn't my favorite spot.
No?
I mean, I didn't
kind
mind
of like yeehaw cowboy shit.
I didn't mind it. It's cool, but any guys we played with, like whenever we went to Nashville, they were like, "Oh my god!" Like they're so excited. I just like it just didn't.
Wasn't for you.
It didn't do it for me, but it's a nice spot. Like
okay,
it's a nice spot. You'd have fun. Like you'd find.
It's just you have that strip and like stuff. You can like in a lot of bars, even if you don't like country music, they'll still play the like poppy country. So like last night, Morgan Wallen's probably like played every single night there now, right?
I would imagine, yeah.
What's I've asked a couple. We had a couple other NHL players on this. We had Mark Frazier from the Leafs, who used to be on the Leafs. We had Eric Branson.
Yep.
I think now he plays on Columbus.
Columbus, yeah.
And I love asking people what's their least favorite city to go to. And now you're out, so you can shit on any city you want, basically. Exactly. Before you might get in trouble.
Worst.
So I've heard. I'll give you a couple insiders. I've heard Columbus was bad.
Yeah, actually, Columbus though is undercover because Ohio State's right there. So, when we would stay the night or something, we could find something to do because there's a massive school there, right? So, and it's not that bad. I think probably the worst would be like Pittsburgh.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like I've never. Now, I mean, it's not like an ugly looking city, but I don't feel like I've ever had like a fun overnight.
I've never heard that. Like Pittsburgh, I've been to Pittsburgh. I've been to a Penguins game. I was at the game when Crosby took a puck to the face randomly, like back in 2012 or something.
Yeah, like I don't know. I've never had like a full good night there. I don't know. I mean, that's off the top of my head. Everywhere else is pretty. Like, these are major cities.
I wasn't expecting that at all. That is, Pittsburgh's like a legit city. Like they've got football, basketball. No, they don't have basketball. They have football, baseball, and hockey.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just never had a great night there. It's not, it's not an ugly looking place, but
okay. Favorite spot for hockey then?
I mean, I love playing in like the Bell Center.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I got a chance to play on the Canadiens and play in the Bell Center in like the playoffs, and that was it's like insanity. So that's my favorite place. Like no matter what, is Bell Center.
Really?
Always, yeah.
I could see that. I went to a game too, and like there's Montreal's got the heritage behind it. Right? Fuck, they've got what 23 cups or something.
Yeah, something
a ridiculous amount, right?
Yeah.
So the fans there are good, and they don't have anything else. Fucking
no, if you're on the team, and the year I was there, we had a good team too. So like they loved us. They loved us. The year after we didn't have a good team, and they let us know. But the first year I was there, we had a good team, and they love their Habs, and even they're going through their little rebuilding. But it's still packed. They're still there. Like that's a place that I'm really happy I got a chance to play there. Like that's
a cool spot.
Yeah.
What were you growing up? What were you a fan of?
I was a Leafs fan.
Fucking
always.
Through,
It's impossible to be from here and not be a Leafs fan.
Yeah, that's fine.
I know some people who aren't Leafs fans, and I don't even know how that would happen. Like
it's tough because you grow up in like everybody's Leaf fan. I think there might have been a span like kids who grew up between when Sundin was retiring, or like maybe like the early 2000s to maybe like till the Matthews days. So what's that, like 05 to 15 in that range where they like weren't making playoffs or getting swept by Boston. Maybe some of those kids might pivot and go like become Boston fans or become Tampa Bay fans. But if you're from like growing up with like Sundin, remember like I was a Potvin fan. Like,
my God, those teams were so good.
Man, like Felix Potvin was like my dude. My lucky number's 29. I wore 29 my whole life. Yeah. When Cujo came, I bought the Cujo mask, had the pads. I played on the Marlies at the time too. Like I was Cujo in my mind. I didn't play like him, but in my mind, I was fucking Cujo.
Yeah. Like,
and then Belfour, like
oh God, I don't know how. Yeah, I don't know. I know some people who are Caps fans because Ovi, obviously,
or Pens fans
because of obviously Sidney Crosby. But outside of those, like I could understand those teams, but how are you not a Leafs fan from here?
Especially now that you got guys like Matthews, Marner too. Like, those guys are just like absolutely fucking lighting it up.
Yeah,
Matthews has an off year.
I can be like I could be a fan now. Like because I love the Leafs. Always have. So I don't know what's gonna happen this year, but
well, what do you think? Fuck, this won't come out for another 2 weeks, so the series will be over. So this is a hot take, eh?
Okay, so
people are either gonna call you out. Actually, this comes out next week. I lied.
Next week, okay.
So we'll be done game 4 when this comes out.
The first round.
Okay. In what, 6 or 7?
I mean, 6 is like the easy thing. Something like that, 5 or 6 games. I don't think that's a debate. I think they're winning the first round. Yeah. It's after that is when it gets iffy. I think Boston's too good, but they're gonna win a round though.
I said the same thing. I think Toronto wins in 6 or 7, and then I think they lose to Boston in 5 or 6.
Yeah.
I think Tampa's gonna be a tough team to get by, but they're gonna do it.
I wouldn't be surprised if they beat Boston too.
Like, you think so? Eh?
They're a good team. It's just can't be trusted.
Yeah, that's true. Who are some of the players that you hated playing against? We can go back to like junior days too.
Yeah.
She played on the majors, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Were they the Mississauga majors or still St. Mike's?
Yeah.
Because weren't they the St. Mike's majors?
I can't even. I think it was just Mississauga at that point because we never played at St. Mike's. So I think it was just Mississauga at that point. Guys I hate playing against. I mean, I hate playing against like guys like Shea Weber and like who are like hard to play against, like physical, and they're actually like good. So like.
Well, he's a fucking Hall of Famer.
Yeah, yeah. So like anyone that's big and strong, and
you would have been gone. But you weren't there. You were gone by the time he got to Montreal.
Yeah, no, I
you guys didn't overlap.
No, so.
Well, that's a good trade to talk about after the PK trade, because you would have been there when PK was there.
Yeah, I was there with PK. That trade was that was crazy. I mean, I guess it kind of worked out for both. I mean, they both went to the finals eventually with the other guy. So,
what were your thoughts on that though? Because like I remember hearing about that. I think that was such a slap to the face, because I think PK just donated like $20 million over 10 years. It was like $2 million a year or something.
Yeah. I mean, it's And
like,
on one hand, it's a business, so like whatever. Like
it's just something. Well, it's not like he was like declining or anything. PK was he
was
came off like a Norris Trophy run or something.
Still a player. So on one hand, it's it's a business, whatever. On the other hand, like I don't know, he loved it there. They loved him. He was still doing well. I think he kind of gets a bad rap. Like,
I love how you're thinking about how to word this properly. You're literally thinking about it.
He gets a bad rap. Just some of the things that people say about him, just it's not true. You know what I mean? So he gets a bad rap. When he got traded, a lot of people were saying like, he's a bad guy in the room and stuff like that. Like those are the typical rumors, but no, we're still close to this day. Like everyone loved him. I mean, he's PK. He's loud. He's out there, but
that's part of his game, right?
Yeah, he got a bad rap, and more guys should be like him, and hockey would be way better off. You know what I mean?
I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
I want to ask him a little bit more on the serious side, and like obviously, like we had Black History Month recently. Yeah. On I don't know if this is even fair to say, but you've heard rumors about like people in Montreal and like the city. Obviously, you loved it. You had a great experience there, but like in terms of like racism, did you face any of that in Montreal? Because this is from an outside perspective. I've heard stories about like people on PK specifically, and like racial slurs being thrown at them during the bad days and stuff. Did you experience any of that, or was it just purely a great experience in Montreal?
I mean, no, like I said, like our first year we had a good team. We did a little.
It's all fucking run. Roses and dandelions.
Yeah. And then the next year, Carey Price got hurt. Some guys got hurt, and I definitely had gotten some messages that are on that side, but nothing ever in my face overtly, but the Instagram stuff like that it sucks to say, but that's expected. I'm just used to that anyways.
I guess at the pro level, it's like no matter where you play, you're gonna get it.
Yeah.
Like no matter what, it's the sport of hockey. Like you don't look like everybody else, but that's why, like, again, you were a great player and like you got to shine, and you probably, people like you, PK, Jerome McGinley, you guys you're the reason that some kids growing up are going to end up playing, right?
Yeah.
But then again, on the other side of that, you're gonna face that criticism. You're gonna get name called, and it sucks. That's the world we live in. But
yeah, it sucks that the only thing I could say is I'm used to it. You know what I mean?
But that's such a bullshit. Like, I'm not a bullshit answer, but it's like, it's bullshit that you've come to that realization. Exactly. Like, it is what it is. Exactly. Like, it's fucking 2023 now. Okay, maybe you haven't had that experience in a couple of years, but fucking the late 2010s and early 2020s, like, we shouldn't be dealing with that shit, and especially in a sport at a pro level.
Yeah, for what?
Like, do you think, like, I was watching, so I try not to do too much research on these pods, because you want it to sound like we're just like buddies chatting. You want the idea of the pod to be like getting to know each other and the audience. If I know everything about your career and I know everything about your life, it's just me grilling you and like question. But then you see something like what happened in Chicago. Yeah. And like Chicago is one of like the meccas of hockey. It's an original six. That's an amazing place to play hockey. And it's like, for you to have to experience something like that, it's like, that's, I don't want to say fucking bullshit, but at the same time, it's fucking bullshit.
Yeah. It's
like, nobody should go to work and have like shit said.
Yeah, exactly. I'm all for the shit talking and
you're fucking garbage.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. That's a part of the game. That's what makes it like fun to be on the road and people are talking shit and
then you fucking go and score.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yes. It's like when the line is crossed, it's like it's just unnecessary. And I mean, I think you heard what happened. I don't know if you saw like the reaction. Obviously,
there's not a little bit of it.
Yeah, obviously, I reacted how I reacted, but like I just things like that. I just to me, obviously, I just don't get it, and I don't know when it's gonna change, and hopefully, my kids don't have to deal with that shit.
I think, and again, no one has a crystal ball. No one's ever going to be perfect. You're always going to get idiots that ruin events and ruin sports for everyone. But I think that it's starting to change. You know what, like Akeem Alou's starting to do, and I've been trying to get him on the pod. Like, I'm friends with him. I was a call-up on the Marlies when he was there, and he's good friends with Brian Cameron. I don't know if you know Brian Cameron. Yeah, so he's a really good friend of mine. So we're trying to get him on to talk about stuff like this, and he's just like, I'll let you know when I'm ready. Yeah, man, whenever you want. But I think like the initiative that he's doing, and you got Wayne Simmons in Toronto right now. Like, he's an amazing role model for a lot of kids growing up. What you did in Washington and throughout your career, and you got guys like Jerome McGillen, who was a fucking Hall of Famer, right? Like one of your favorite players. Yeah,
probably. That's one of my favorite. That's how I got into. I mean, obviously, the Leafs are on TV all the time, but what was that, 2004 when Jerome McGinley, they went to the finals? And
something like that.
That was like the first time me seeing someone that looks like me like doing that, and that's
Anson
like
Carter
really,
back in the day.
Yeah, so those are the guys that really made me like, oh shit, like I didn't even know I didn't know, and those are the guys who, inspiring. So if I could be that for someone else, when I went back to DC a couple weeks ago, that's parents were telling me their kids started hockey because they saw me at the parade and on TV and stuff like that. So,
or like the goal you scored, in the finals,
shit like that makes me like, that's part of the reason why I love to play is obviously I like to compete and
win and stuff like
that. Yeah.
If you suck, it's not so fun to play.
Yeah. So obviously I love to compete, and I'm very competitive, and I want to win, but like having an influence is important to me, and just like the guys before me, they had a big influence on me, and I'm just trying to be like that for the next generation. And it's gonna make the game better when more people play. Like, the more people play, the more diverse it is. It's just gonna be a better game. So
agreed. What would you say to someone like a young you that's starting to play hockey now? Well, what advice would you give them? That used to be a question we used to ask at the end of the pod, but I just randomly threw it in the middle.
Damn, I don't know. Like, I would say, if I could talk to my younger self, I would say it's all the stuff you're going through, it's worth it in the end. I mean, a lot of sacrifice and, missing parties and missing, I didn't get to go to prom. I didn't go to my graduation. Like, I missed a lot of shit that, back then I was like upset about it, but in the end it was worth it. So I would say to a younger me, like, it's all worth it. It's all going to be worth it. So, keep your eye on the prize.
That's great advice. I remember my hockey career went downhill when I played on the Marlies. Funny enough, like one of the best organizations in Ontario. Friday night home games. I was in grade 7, just hitting puberty. Yeah. I'm a goalie, so if I fuck up, everybody knows, right? Yeah. You can't hide it, right? Like, it's not like I lost a puck battle in the corner. Like, no big deal. My centerman got him. Yeah. No, if I screwed up, it was a goal. And I remember leaving the Nats to go play on the Marlies, and we were supposed to be like a top team that year. We had like not Tavares. We had Corey Trevino and a bunch of other like guys that ended up getting drafted to the show. And Friday night games, and I remember like half the Fridays I was like, fuck, I'm missing like my best friend's birthday. Or the girl I kind of like. I didn't even know if I liked girls in grade 7. I can't remember that far back. But like, that girl's at this party, I want to go. And it's like, hey, maybe if this game ends quick, I can go. It's like subconsciously I'm thinking, okay, maybe if I let in 5 goals, running clock, I'm getting out of there, right? Like, it's bad to say. Maybe subconsciously, like little 13-year-old Ricky was thinking that, but it's true. It's tough. You sacrifice so much. Oh, I wouldn't know because I never had to sacrifice anything that crazy. But guys like you, and I've had other friends who've made those sacrifices to get to where they are, and like Olympians and all these athletes. You give up a lot. People think it's like it's all sunshine and roses. It's fucking not, man.
Yeah, I think just because I'm like pretty like visible and I go out I go out a lot. I think people take for granted like how hard I actually like worked, and
you don't get to where you were by just casually showing up.
No, like,
you don't get to that level.
I wasn't that good where I could just show up. I had to do the work. So I mean, it's a lot of sacrifice. I'm happy. I'm done now, and I lived that part of my life, and now I can relax, and I don't have to deal with that.
Well, let's talk about the relaxing part now. There's more. We'll get back to hockey after, but on relaxing, what do you do? What's your day look like now? Like what's a Monday?
Man.
What's a Monday for you look like?
Wake up. Look at my
Scratch
phone.
that off the to-do list.
Yeah. Look at my phone. I'll have a coffee. Walk my dog.
What kind of dog you got?
Husky border collie.
Oh, fuck, that's nice.
Yeah.
Dog.
Come back.
Dog needs a lot of walking too, right?
Yeah. He's a nut. But no, my day is pretty open, honestly, right now. And like my whole life, I've had a schedule. So,
it's probably been stacked of like items and plans.
Yeah, like I always,
even in the
my
off
whole
season.
adult life has been planned out. I've had to get up at a certain time. My alarm is always set for 7 a.m. like all summer, and so this is the first time I've
Plan
ever
meals.
Yeah, plan
training
meals.
sessions.
Like I have to plan any vacation. I have to plan around it. What I'm gonna do before, after. So like it's nice just to like not have anything to do. Like I started doing some stuff with TSN and but it's kind of like few and far between. Like I'm not going every day, so I'll do that one day and then for like 2 weeks I won't do anything. So I'm enjoying it though. Honestly, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying not
put your feet up and relax.
Yeah, I'm enjoying not having a plan and just get to relax and
watch some Netflix.
I said, my whole life was just like it was. When I say stressful, I don't mean it in a bad way, but like it was a lot of stress. Like you're going through a lot of things. You gotta be focused at all times. So it's good to like not have to focus on anything.
Are you big like movie guy, TV show guy, concert guy?
I love concerts. I love going to concerts.
Here we go. Favorite concert you ever been to? And then on the flip side, what concert are you really excited for this summer?
Favorite concert I ever went to? I went to Kanye West when he was here. That was a good one. I went to Chili Peppers this summer. That was actually a good one.
Where?
At Skydome.
Oh,
yeah, that was a good one. I would say the Kanye one was probably my favorite. I'd say the Weekend concert this summer was probably my second favorite. So those are my two.
Okay, what concert are you excited for this year? Any like good Bud stage? Oh no, you don't like country.
Yeah, no. I mean, I think Drake usually has his OVO Fest.
Yeah.
Like that's usually pretty good. Besides that, I don't really know any concerts that are happening. But I usually go to OVO Fest, and that's usually a good.
Couple other good ones. Did you go to NAV last week or a couple weeks ago?
I didn't go. No. I heard it was crazy though. I heard it was really good. Really good. I'm actually upset I didn't get a chance to go over there.
Okay. What shows are you binging right now? You got to be doing something because there's way too many hours in a day for you. You walk the dog, that's like an hour and a half at most. Okay, check your phone. We're another hour.
Yeah.
We got another like 10 hours of open space here.
What did I just watch? I just watched.
My man's just taking naps like 3 times a day.
I just watched. What was the guy's name? It's like he's some cult leader, and they were.
Charles Manson or whatever?
No, but they were like in there. There was like a 59-day standoff. Oh my God! I'm gonna look it up.
Pull it up.
I'm gonna pull it up. But yeah, they had like a 59-day standoff. He's like this cult leader, like I know some weird shit, but it was good though. I
can literally just picture you like pacing at home in your condo, just like walking around, checking your phone, changing the music.
No, that's a lot of what I'm doing. I turn music on. I can't even find the shit. But
anyway, somebody in the comments.
I'll get it for you. But I watched that. I just watched the documentary on the Boston bombing. Like
how good was that?
Yeah, that was good.
So anyway, the Boston Marathon. What's it called? The Boston Marathon: The Aftermath of the Bombing, or something.
Yeah, something.
It's a new docu series on Netflix. Just came out because today's the
anniversary today. Right?
It's President's Day or something. Yeah. Which is the anniversary of the Boston Marathon. 10 years actually. Yep. It was 2013, and that was amazing. I just finished watching it this weekend.
So I crushed that. Yeah, it's fucked up, but just all the footage they had and everything that was a good one. I would suggest that. Besides that, I don't watch a lot. I don't like watch a lot of stuff.
We don't watch a lot of TV. We're pacing around the house. We walk the dog 4 or 5 times probably at this point. And like, do you go out to eat? Do you cook?
I'm not a cooker, but
so fuck, you go out to eat.
I go out to eat. Yeah, so that takes a lot of my time, and then dinner turns into
Yeah,
whatever.
we get that.
Turns into whatever.
Dinner turns into the King West Shuffle.
Yeah, so
Parlor, locals, laissez, Dear Lady. Yeah. We get it.
I've been to those places a couple times, but yeah. So honestly, like I just been chilling. Honestly, I'm gonna start men's league next week or this week.
Is it your first time putting on the skates since?
I put on my skates one other time, but I didn't like do anything. I was just I went on the ice with like my little cousin, and like I wasn't really moving, and I was sore as shit after that too. So I'm kind of nervous. You've gone
without playing hockey your entire life.
Yeah. Last time I put my gear on was like December, like right around Christmas.
So you're gonna go in like all your like what gear are you wearing? Are you gonna go like generic like brand stuff, or are you gonna wear some branded gear?
No, I hate brand new gear. So whatever I wore, like I don't know, maybe I don't know. I have a bunch of random shit.
You're just like you gotta match though.
Yeah, I'm gonna
because the other team's gonna know who you are too, right? It's not like it's not like you just kind of like blend in on the ice. Right?
Yeah. So
kind of a big presence out there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what to expect. I've never played men's league. I've heard some horror stories.
Yeah, but you can hold your own though, so it's not.
Yeah. Like
it's not like you're like a former like small like 5'8" goal scorer who's just like coming in and like gonna be facing these like massive dudes that are just gonna be hacking him. Like, you're a big boy. I don't think anybody's really looking to take your head off.
That'll be all right. So that's gonna be my my workout because I don't really want to be lifting weights or anything like that. That's gonna be.
Man, I don't blame you. After doing it your whole life, it's a job.
Yeah, exactly every day for as
20
long as
years.
I can remember. Yeah.
What was your favorite part about, I guess, being a pro hockey player? Like, what's your favorite part about it? And then on the flip side, the least favorite part about it? Because, like, obviously, like, okay, holding the cup. That's okay. That's the pinnacle. Take away, like, a specific thing. Like, let's talk about just generalization. So, like, your least favorite might be bag skating at practice. Your favorite might be drinks after a big win or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think, I think the favorite is just, like, the camaraderie and, like, the team atmosphere. Like, that's... I don't really miss playing. Like my decision was, I made my decision and I'm standing with it. But like just being in the room and hanging with the guys and we travel and we go to a new city. We all go out to dinner. We all have. So when I was in DC, like we had like a team party for any occasion. Like someone signed a new contract, bought a new house, their wife's pregnant, whatever. We would go on the road. We'd have like a massive team dinner, and we'd all go out.
Man,
and
that's
like,
my type of team.
Yeah.
I'm that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's 25 degrees in April. Oh, boys, we got to go out. It's too warm not to.
We would like stay an extra day in New York City and have like a team dart tournament or a team like bowling tournament, and like every little tiny occasion, like we would celebrate as a team. And
my man, have you started playing pickleball yet?
No, I actually want, like, I don't, like, where do I find a league? Like,
got you. Yeah. No league, but I got a court.
Yeah.
We'll talk offline. I'll show you.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to play. I was actually talking to my boy the other day. I was like, I feel like I would be good at it. I got to stretch. But.
Yeah, it's a nice sport to play because it's not like it's a workout, but it's not really a workout, depending on like how much you want it to be.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'll tell you more about pickleball after. Yeah, I got some cool news for you too. So that's the camaraderie, like the boys. What was your favorite team then? Like for your your squad of boys.
Well, like obviously we had a special connection. DC, like we had a lot. Those guys are.
I feel like once
they have a lot of fun.
A group that wins a cup, it's tough. So
that's like the obvious one. When I played in Montreal, we had a lot of guys the same age. Like we were all 21, 22, 23, 24. So like, we had like 7 of us who are close friends, and we had a good time then. So I
love a smile. You thought of some like good moments there.
Yeah. We had too much fun, but like those are the groups. But obviously DC is like that team is special, and I don't think it's a coincidence that we hung out a lot, partied, and had a lot of fun, and we did well. It's not a coincidence at all.
I'd agree with that. Yeah. I don't know if you could say this, and this might be a really bad question to ask, but is there one team that you just didn't enjoy playing on? Like we were just like, not didn't enjoy, but where it was like, or you got traded, or once you moved on, you're like, you know what, I'm happy that stage is over in my career.
No, like I mean,
every
team's been good. Like the only thing, my first year in the league when I was 19, that was like a tough year because like no one was my age. I couldn't go out. Like no one was my age. I couldn't go out. So, you know, I was living on my own for the first time in my life. Like, so like, you know, that was the only year where I was like, that year kind of, I don't want to say it sucked. Like, you know, because I still hung out with the guys, you know, on the road. But obviously when we come home, like they have wives and kids, and I'm 19 years old. So like, I don't want to say I didn't have a good time and those guys weren't good to me, but like that 19-year-old year, like it was just tough because I had no one my age and I couldn't go out. I couldn't really do anything. So
And first time living alone too.
yeah, first time living alone. Like I ate like Chipotle like 80 days in a row because I couldn't cook. Like it was like
You actually ate Chipotle every single day?
A lot. Well, I couldn't cook. I couldn't. I was 19. I couldn't cook. I don't think Uber Eats was like a big thing back then. So
well, this would, if you were 19, this is what, 10 years ago, give or take?
Yeah, 10 years
ago. So we're talking 2012-ish, 2013.
Yeah, so like I just went to Chipotle like every day. It was.
And YouTube wasn't YouTube, and like Instagram, TikTok, where you get
like,
these like quick recipes.
Yeah, exactly.
Those weren't there yet.
It was kind of like.
But you have to go buy a book at Indigo to learn how to cook.
Yeah, exactly. So I had no choice. So a lot of Subway and Chipotle.
Okay, fuck, man. You don't think about it. You're just like, man, I guess that makes sense. Okay, so who are some of your favorite players to play with?
I've gotten lucky. I've gotten a chance to play with you know, I think a decent amount of Hall of Famers. Like I play with Teemu Selanne. Like that's crazy.
Teemu.
I play with Teemu Selanne. Like he was a legend when I was like a kid, and then I got to play with him. Like so. And
Didn't he score? Doesn't he have the rookie scoring record?
Yeah, 76 goals. So he's and it you know, it turns out he's a nice guy. So you know, I got to meet a guy I used to watch, and he's a legend, and like he's not a dick. So that's cool. So that was awesome. You know, I play with Getzlaf, Perry. Like those guys are Hall of Famer legends. Yeah. Like Carey Price, PK. Obviously, Ovi, Backy, like, so I've gotten a chance to play with like a lot of like legendary players. So I mean, I don't know if I have a favorite guy, but they're all great guys. They're all fun as hell, and I'm happy I got a chance to play with Teemu Selanne and Alex Ovechkin. Like I don't think
two of the greatest European-born players of all time.
Yeah, I don't think anyone can say that they play with both of those guys. So.
That's probably crazy. I wish Danny was here. I'd ask Danny to Google that. That's probably a wild stat.
Yeah, I don't think anyone has played with both. No, Teemu and Ovi. I don't think so. Maybe not.
I would agree with you.
Yeah. So
do you think there's one quality that like a lot of those players you mentioned that they all have in common, like aside from like work ethic? Like, what do you think made those players as great as they were, or as great as they are?
I don't know. They just got it, honestly, because like. Teemu's wrist shot was like terrible. Like he had a bad shot. Like it wasn't hard. It wasn't fast. It wasn't anything. But it would just be like so precise. Like he just has it. Ovi just has it. Like he obviously those guys, they both work extremely hard.
But it's just like
they master their craft. Yeah, they master their craft. But they just got it. Like they just have it. Like. Teemu Selanne was 42 years old when I played with him, and he was still moving out there. Like he just has it. Ovi is, you know, he works his ass off, but I don't want to say he's not the healthiest guy ever. But he you know, he works super hard, but he just has it. Like it's just some guys just have it.
Yeah, some people are born with that God-given talent or that. You know, that remarkable X factor that you can't put on paper. Like, how does someone like Ovi just know exactly where to be, like, at the right spot, the right time? Yeah, you could study that. You can. You really can. But, again, once things are moving, once you get hit, once you get sloshed, like, how do you still just do that? Like, some of the goals he scored, too. And actually, you guys kind of have that similar goal with that, like, diving, sliding on the ice kind of goal. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, he's a legend, man. He's a legend. He's a great guy, too. I'm happy I got a chance to play with him. I'm happy we got a chance to win. Like I still talk to him to this day. He's a big like meme guy. He sends me memes like every day and like Russian humor memes. But
are you ever just like, what the fuck? Shouldn't you be like practicing right now?
Yeah, no. He's on his phone at all times. Like he goes on the ice. As soon as he gets off, he sprints to his phone. But no, he's a go. I'm happy I got a chance to to be around, and hopefully, when he starts getting towards the record, I'm gonna try and follow the team around and try and see that in person, because that's gonna be crazy.
Okay, what he is doing is literally remarkable. Nobody ever thought anybody was going to come close to Gretzky, and he is on pace to pass it. Right. Let's talk about that Stanley Cup run, because obviously it's wild. You know what? Fuck, I should have asked you to bring your ring. Do you bring it out often? Please tell me you know where it is. And
I know where it is.
Secure box.
It's locked away. I don't bring it out often. Like 2 weeks ago, I went to talk to some kids, and they wanted to see it, so I brought it out. But like, I had to dust it off. Like, I don't bring it out. Like, I don't know. It's like, if someone asks to see it, I will bring it out. But like, I don't have it like sitting up on the thing and just open and for anyone to grab it.
It's so funny, because I feel like there's people are either on one side or the other. One side where it's like they bring it 24/7 with them. On the other side, it's like it's kind of just tucked away. You don't care about it. A friend of mine, his name's Johnny Morris. He's like one of the greatest Canadian curlers of all time. Okay. I think he's got like 3 medals in curling. Mm-hmm. We were at a wedding in London, Ontario, random like small wedding. It's a good buddy of his. He was in the wedding party, and we're there. He had this little bag, a Crown Royal, those purple Crown Royal bags, and he's carrying around with them. And I'm like, and I asked him to bring them out because I want to see it. I'm like, I'm an Olympic hardball. Like, I love the Olympics. So like, Johnny, bring your medals. I want to see them. So he sees me like, Ricky, what's going on? I was like, are those the medals in a fucking in a Crown Royal bag? I'm like, bro, like if you lose those are done. You can't remake them anymore. What? He's like, yeah, man. I'm like, they're dinging. You hear them like, when you got too many keys in your pocket? That's what it sounds like. Man, what the fuck? And he just got. He's like, yeah, what's the worst side? The best part is we went out after the wedding. Didn't he forget him at the hotel? Oh my! Imagine forgetting your 3 like gold medals at the hotel.
Yeah, so I can't wear it either. So when we went to get them like fitted, like the lady or guy, whatever, suggested we get them like 2 sizes bigger than what you would actually wear, so that it's like a fat ring. So I can't wear it. Like, it's too big for my fingers.
Oh, really? That's what they do?
Yeah, that's what they suggested when we all went. So
everybody's ring is bigger than it actually is.
Yeah. So you can't, like, the only way to wear it is if I was like this. I couldn't. It would just fall off.
Really?
But I think so that the guy said so that when you get it, it's like a big
fat.
Yeah. Fat. Like, it's huge. So
that's so funny though. Like, I guess that's an insider scoop right there. You would never think of that. Like, the idea is to wear it, but I guess the idea is not really to wear it.
I've never worn it. I just I bring it up for special occasions, but I'll bring it to you one day though.
Okay. Well, now that we know each other, we're gonna see each other a lot. Now that I know you're free 24/7.
Yeah, exactly.
And we live around the corner. I'm like, yo, Devo, you want to go for a walk?
Yeah, whenever.
I'm gonna check my busy schedule today. Okay, so the Stanley Cup winning team, like, you're there because you were there a couple years before that as well, right?
No,
you had first year there. Yeah,
my first year there. Yeah. So,
like, when you got there, did you know that the team was something special? Because they had already been winning, they just never won the cup.
Well, it was like we know we're gonna make the playoffs because they always do, obviously, except for this year. But so you're gonna be in the playoffs, which means you have a shot. All the stuff that happened before, like, that didn't involve me. So like, I didn't have that weight on my back, like the losing the second round, the losing to Pittsburgh, like all that baggage or whatever you want to call it. Like, I didn't have that because that did not involve me, So going into the playoffs is just it's just fresh start. Like, I'm not thinking about Pittsburgh, I'm not thinking about anything, and then we instantly go down 2-0. So I'm just like, oh shit, like, it's
fucking curse.
Yeah, like, I'm just like, oh fuck it. But Ovi said that we're winning the next 2 games and coming home tied, and we did it, and we won 4 straight, and then it's Pittsburgh, and like I said, that has nothing to do with me, but you could feel it. Like, you can feel it. Like,
what's the dressing room like? Is it everyone tension?
Loose,
like,
though. Like, it's loose. Like, those guys are loose. Like,
guys are fired up.
Yeah,
too.
like, it's loose, but you can like hear it in the crowd, like how like tense it is.
And like Toronto, right? Toronto, Boston, same shit.
Yeah, and like we scored like early in the first game, and then they scored, and like they went up like 3-1 or whatever, and you could just like hear the crowd like deflating and like almost like, oh, here we go again type of situation. But we got through those guys. We went through some crazy adversity. I think Tom didn't play game 6. Backy broke his hand. Burakovsky had a broken foot or something. So we had like, a makeshift lineup for a couple games, and we got it done, and then from there it was kind of like you could see a video of the celebration after Pittsburgh, like how excited guys were, like not that we almost won the cup, but it was like a crazy celebration because
like the weight's been lifted off your shoulders, kind of.
It was years and years they couldn't get by that one team. So I was happy to be a part of the team that got by it, and obviously went the whole way.
Like, it's so crazy because that's every kid's dream, right? You know, like every kid's dream is to play in the Stanley Cup playoffs, to play in that final round, to get there, to go to lift the trophy. And then it's like your goal. And, you know, I just checked some of your stats too, like earlier today. And I never check stats. I don't care for stats. I'm not a stats guy, right? Like sometimes, you know, the ones that the radio gives you and stuff. I checked stats. You had 7 goals.
Yep.
And then it matched your career, like regular season high. So 7 goals in what, like 20-something games, 21, 22 games or something?
24 games, I think, 23 or 24.
I mean, like your regular season high, I think, was 7 in like 50 games or something. Like something like crazy. It's like you showed up that playoffs too.
Yeah. I mean,
I love how you're just like thinking through. You're like, I guess I did show up that playoffs.
Like I always kind of prided myself on elevating my game, like when it mattered.
Did you do anything different in that playoffs? Or are you just like a playoff guy?
You're just
those guys that are just playoff guys.
I just play better when like I'm relied on, and like during the year, like there's just ebbs and flows, and like you can kind of get through the regular season with just Ovi and those guys scoring, and it doesn't, the fourth line and the third line, they don't, really matter that much. But obviously in the playoffs, like you're gonna need everybody. So I play better when I'm, being relied on, and
like every shift literally counts.
Yeah.
There's no like playoff hockey. I think hockey is the one sport where playoffs is a completely different sport.
Yeah.
Playoff hockey is fucking. Now that we're talking, I said I wasn't going to any first round games for the Leafs. I said I'm not going.
You gotta go.
I'm not going. Now that we're talking, I'm just like, fuck. I forget how much I love playoff hockey.
Yeah, you gotta go to those games. The playoffs is.
It's a different sport.
Like that first game is like everyone's cramping. It's like. It's just like 2-3 levels faster than any game you played.
And there's no boring shift. It's not like there's a shift where it's like, oh, those guys were coasting.
Yeah, no.
Because they know every shift literally matters so much.
Yeah, no. I haven't been watching too much hockey. Obviously, just doing stuff with TSN, I have to watch some things and stay ahead of some stuff.
You got to find ways to fill the hours in your day.
Yeah. But like the playoffs, like I'm, today is like one of my favorite days. Is like the first round. There's 4 games on. Staying up all night. 10:30 game is crazy, but you get to sit. But
that's got nothing to do all day. But staying up past the 10:30 game is too late.
The 10:30 game is crazy, but
that's got nothing to do tomorrow.
That's I think it's today Edmonton. Like Connor McDavid's playing
Edmonton versus LA.
Like him playing in the playoffs, like is that's what makes me love hockey. Like watching him play in the playoffs is crazy, and like I don't know how. Anyone can watch it and not fall in love.
And the thing about playoffs too is that it's a 7-game series. So, in football, there's always upsets because it's a 1-game thing. Anybody can show up. There's still upsets in these 7-game series. Like, remember the year that the Kings went to the finals?
Yeah.
And sorry, the Kings won. That first year, they were an 8-seed team.
Yeah.
Bennington and St. Louis, what they did, 2-3 years ago? No, 4 years ago maybe now?
4 years ago. They were like
They were last place, and they made the playoffs in in 6th or 5th, and they won the cup.
Yeah, it's not always it's not always the team that you
think. And on the flip side, I'm sure there's times like where the Caps, like not your Caps, but they were defeated first or second round, ranked 1 or 2.
Yeah, I think the year before was like they had like this stacked team, and then they ran into Pittsburgh again.
And you get a hot goalie, boom.
Yeah.
Or you got that team that's just they're grooving at the right time. Yeah. It's completely different.
Yeah, anything can happen. So like today, the first week of NBA and NHL playoffs, like I love that.
And then you got baseball too in the background for the days where it's just like you see something. Oh, not a baseball guy at all.
I mean, like, not really.
I can watch the highlights.
I do want to go check out like the renovations, but like I my attention span, I can't sit and watch. I think now that they're making it faster, maybe that would like make me pay attention more, but.
I must show up in the 3rd inning, gone by the 8th, unless it's a close game.
Yeah.
And I need to be drinking at a Jays game.
Got it.
Like I want to be outfield or in like one of those like TD club zones, couple drinks in my hand with like a good group of friends.
Yeah.
Like if I'm going for a workouting, I'm like, no, guys, like I can't unless we're like a big group of us. My clients have like a client or supplies like, let's go to Jay's game. I was like, we need like 6 of us to go.
Yeah.
We got to do a good
go check out the renovations. It seems a lot of my friends have gone, and it seems pretty nice out there. So maybe I'll go and
check out one of those like nice 2:00 games.
Yeah. Go hang out and just you don't feel like it's a game. Like you're just sitting at like a
Muskoka
patio.
chairs and stuff.
Patio, and I think that would actually make me enjoy the game more just by sitting out there like that.
Yeah. Back to the cup run. What's it like when you guys win? Actually, no. What's up? First off, the goal. I know this is such a generic question. Scoring that goal, you've probably been asked 100 times. I'm gonna ask it anyways, just because maybe you'll give me a different answer this time than the last few times. But
no, it's
that was arguably the biggest goal of that playoffs.
Yeah, it's
not just for you, it's just in general.
Yeah, it's funny how it works because, so when we would practice, like Oshie would like have us doing all these drills that like. Using your feet and like just unconventional ways, like taking pucks off your feet and like just doing like we're kind of messing around, but it is a skill, and we did it all year. And I never scored a goal off my foot or anything like that. And then in the biggest, back-to-back games, actually both of the goals were off my foot. So it's just funny how we've been working on that forever, and it never came out until it really mattered. So, but that goal, yeah, it was it's a weird feeling.
Who'd you say was having you?
Oshie,
like TJ Oshie.
Yeah. So we would do all these like he loves the game, so he would just come.
He's a younger guy too. He's like a little bit older than me.
He's getting up there now. He's like 35, 36.
Okay.
Yeah, he's getting up there. So, but he loves the game. Like he would have us doing all these like weird ass drills that. Obviously they matter, but it's just weird that, I never scored a goal off my foot the whole year, and then when it mattered, it came out. But the goal, I don't know. It's like I like blacked out after it happened, kind of like it's a weird feeling. Like I scored, and I was just like I don't remember like the next like 5 minutes after that. It's just kind of blacked out, and you could even see, like, if you watch the video, you could even see, like, after I scored, I got up and, like, I was just, the look on my face, I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Like, I don't know. Like, it's a weird feeling. It's a weird feeling, but a good feeling, though. A good one.
I can imagine, man. Yeah. Like, scoring a goal like that in the plus, because that tied the game to bring it into OT.
Yeah, well, we didn't need OT, but it tied it to, I don't know how, was it like 8 minutes left? It tied it, and then we scored, like, 5 minutes left or something like that.
That's it. So what's it like raising the cup? Obviously, it's probably one of the pinnacles of your life.
Yeah, it's it's again, it's another weird feeling because it's like I was so mentally tired and physically tired, and I was gassed. Like we were gassed. It's just focusing on one thing for so long. It's like it's pretty grueling. So
because like people forget playoff hockey is like 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah,
if you go all the way to the end.
Yeah, we started like around this time, and we won June 7th.
Yeah, so literally 2 months.
2 months.
8 weeks.
Yeah, 2 months. So like, it was just a grind, and but it's everything I've always wanted, right? So
everything you prepared for your entire life.
Yeah. I prepared for that. I've been thinking about it my whole life. So, it's a weird feeling to like fulfill like your childhood dream. It's like really weird. It's hard to explain. Like it's just a weird feeling. Like obviously I was extremely excited, but I was just like, what the like that was crazy. I can't believe we're doing this. My parents are there. You're just a million things going through your head at all times, and we did it in Vegas too. So that
Wait, what was the celebration like after? Can you tell me or no?
No, I could tell you. It was
okay because you already mentioned that this team is like the group brothers.
Yeah.
You're celebrating every event.
Yeah. So
like you just won the cup. It's the biggest celebration in hockey possible.
Yeah, we
and you're in Vegas of all fucking places.
Yeah, that was
fucking Vegas is Vegas.
Yeah, that was my only time I've ever been out in Vegas. That was my first time and only time.
Wow, it fucking sucks now because no matter what, you're going to have a worse time.
Yeah.
Every time you go to Vegas for the rest of your life.
Yeah. So, yeah, we went in the room. We just, like, drank so much beer and champagne. And, like, it was
Beer and champagne's a terrible mix too.
And the game was early too, so I don't think anyone ate. Like the game was at like 5, I think. So no one ate. We just were drinking beer and dancing and celebrating and throwing beer in the air and throwing champagne in the air.
You
and
guys probably got the goggles on.
Yeah,
and shit.
yeah. And then we went back to the hotel for a little bit, and they had like a little room for our parents and our families or whatever, and. Everyone's in there
room that fits
antsy,
like 400 people probably.
Yeah. So everyone's in there like antsy, like trying to go out, and so we go talk to your parents or your family a little bit, say what's up, but
I love you.
I love you, but gotta go.
Okay,
then,
here's where it gets good now.
Yeah, so then we went to I think Hakkasan.
Okay.
And Ovi's walking through the casino with the cup and just walking through like a regular person, but walking through with the cup. And
he's like a very noticeable person too. It's not like he like blends in, right? He's like 6'4".
Yeah, he's
missing a couple teeth probably.
Yeah. So, and then Hakkasan it was a long night. It was a long night. A lot of booze.
Who pays the bill at the end of the night? The owner? Team owner?
Not me. I don't know. I have no idea. I've
always thought about this. He's like major stuff. Like, the team owner's got to pay for it.
I mean,
think about whoever owns the team just made like
I don't know. I think maybe they might have put it on like the team card or whatever.
It's probably like a fucking
$3
million bill or something.
It
was about $1 million bill or something ridiculous.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a long night. And then we had like an 8 a.m. flight the next morning too. And
you guys didn't sleep then. They can't plan that better.
Well, because if we lost, like we had to go home, right? Like so.
But they can't move the fucking plane. You guys just won the cup.
Yeah, I think it was like because it's time change, and like when we go back, like we got shit to do when we go back, and I don't know. I didn't find it. I didn't find it.
You're like, well, okay, put the night mask on, the sleep mask on. That's it.
Yeah. So, but we had a ball. So we went home, and
I'm just like watching your eyes reminisce on this.
I'm just thinking about what I can and cannot say, but. We went we went 7 days strong, like right into my birthday. My birthday was the 14th, so we went 7 days into my birthday. Then we had a birthday party, and then I tapped out. I was like, all right, I'm going home. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm done. But
that's all right. Okay, so and then the parade's got to be crazy too, right?
Yeah, the parade was nuts. With the scenes like I think it was the monument behind the parade and all that.
You guys
stuff.
did it on Capitol Hill too at the end.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So just coming down the main strip, and there was a lot of people there. A lot of people.
Because this cup run was like 7-8 years in the making, right?
Yeah. This is hold on one second.
Yeah, you can do it. Yeah, no worries. It's so funny that like everybody always thinks about like cup runs, and the like athletes and what they do to get there, and then it's not like there's still a lot of work even afterwards in the postseason. Like, not postseason, I guess post playoffs. Yeah, because you think about okay, you're done, you won, you had this fun, you go on this like winning tour, but then a month later you're back in the gym. You got a month off?
Yeah, so pretty much, yeah. So I came home. Yeah, I came home, and I me personally, like I like to skate a lot, or I liked to skate a lot. So when I came,
fuck that.
Yeah, when I came back, like I took I think maybe a week off after all that, and then I went back on the ice instantly. Like I wasn't skating hard or anything, but I went right back on the ice. So it's like a quick turnaround, and then you have a little fun, and next thing you know, you wake up and you're like, holy shit, it's
preseason starting.
Yeah, training camp is in 2 weeks, and you're like, God. But I wouldn't change it for the world.
Fuck, you know what? I wish I ever got to hit the pinnacle of anything even similar to that, because that must have been unbelievable.
Yeah.
Kind of moving on from hockey now. What's next for you? Obviously, you mentioned a little bit of this TSN stuff.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna try and dip into that. I wasn't sure if I would like it. Like, we had been talking for a while. They wanted me to do it for a while, and I was kind of reluctant. But then I tried it, and honestly ended up liking it way more than I thought I would. So, hopefully there's more of that. So I'm going to try that. Besides that, a lot of Netflix, a lot of more chill.
But gotta work on your golf game, man. That's it.
Yeah, I gotta start golfing. We're gonna play some pickleball. But yeah, like that's pretty much all I got. I'm gonna try and master that. I enjoy like grinding and like trying to get better and master stuff. So I mean, I was already a hockey expert. Like I want to master this media part and really dive into it. And
doing stuff like this, doing stuff like this helps too, right? Anytime you have a mic in your hand, you're on camera.
For sure,
it helps. I'm not saying I'm good at it. I'm definitely not a master, but doing it a couple times, you'll get the hang of it.
Yeah.
Any other plans the rest of the summer? So you have Vegas.
I got Vegas next week. Besides that, honestly, I'm just kind of laying low. Don't really want to travel right this second. Just kind of.
Are you a big travel guy?
I kind of used to be like, but also at the same time, half of my life was like lived on an airplane and traveling, and obviously you're flying in different circumstances. It's it's comfy as hell, but I just don't want to be on a plane like that much.
So no Europe plans or anything?
Right now, no. I got nothing. I got Vegas and man, besides that, nothing really. I love a Toronto summer though. Like so.
We literally just talked about this on the last episode with Ollie. We were talking about Toronto in the summer is just a fucking vibe.
Yeah.
Like look at last week alone. We had that really nice week. Everybody was out and about. Like King West is great, Queen West is great, Ossington. Yeah. I don't go to the East End enough. I'm saying I need to start going there because I've heard the East End is good too. But like getting a boat in the summer, Bud Stage, going to the Jays game when the dome's open, TFC. CNE. Like when was the last time you went to the CNE and enjoyed yourself?
A long time ago.
You know what I mean? Like I know it's such a generic bullshit thing to do, but like it's fun.
It's fun. Yeah, it's fun. No, like a Toronto summer is one of a kind. It's special out here sometimes, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not like I like to travel. I do like to travel. I just I haven't really put too much thought into it right now.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I got one last question before we go on. I used to ask this on every podcast. I haven't asked it in forever, but I feel like yours. It'd be a good one to ask you. If there was a movie about your life, who would you want to star as you? Any actor, dead or alive?
And
they don't need to look like you either, right? Like, like an actor that you feel that would just do a good job representing your story.
Damn, I don't know. Michael B. Jordan or some shit.
Oh, that's a fucking good one.
Yeah,
that's a really good one. Fucking jacked too.
Yeah, he's jacked. He seems to be.
Creed 3?
I haven't seen it, but
great movie.
He seems to be killing it right now, so. If I had to pick, it would be him.
All right, Devo, man, thanks for coming on. Thanks for chatting with me. I'm glad we got to do this because one, we're gonna see each other basically all the time now. Now that we've done this and we live around the corner and we're both staples on King West now, so we'll see each other out. But I'm glad we got to do this and actually chat more because I think this is great for people to hear about your story, what you're doing, and everything you've done because it's you've had a remarkable career. Not many people have said that. They got to play with Ovechkin and Selanne. You got to raise a cup, got to play in all these different cities and all these different places. So good for you, man.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. Anytime. We'll get some pickleball going. Yeah.
If people want to find out more about you, what you're doing, follow along, where can they go? How can they find you?
Just on Instagram at Smith-Pelly. That's mostly where I would put anything. I don't really use Twitter or anything like that. So, look out for that. And that's about it. I don't have anything else to plug.
I think I read something too. I think you are one of the few people, I think you're one of 2 or 3 with a hyphenated name on the cup. Did you know that? Oh,
really? No, I did not know that.
Fun fact.
Wow.
I think you're one of 2.
Who's the other one? I'm trying to think.
Didn't say.
Wow.
I'll Google this right after.
I did not know that. That's great.
You're one of 2 people with a hyphenated name on the cup. 2 or 3.
That's nice.
Yeah. And then, I don't know how many African-American people are on the cup.
Not a lot. 7.
I didn't even think about that.
I know the number too.
So someone
told me it.
You're probably the only African American hyphenated name on the cup.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah,
that's good. Go. Anyways, Devo, thank you. If you made it to the end of this, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for listening. Give Devo a follow the pals. And other than that, stay tuned for next week's episode. Cheers, guys.
You like to drink and to smoke to take away the pain, and I don't remember all of my mistakes and every high. Got alone with no one thing. You're not alright. I'm not alright. Take away the pain.
Again, if you made it to the end of this episode, I generally really appreciate the few of you that do make it to these because I know not many of you do. If you made it to this, thank you. Stay tuned. Next week's episode is with 12 a.m. He is a singer-songwriter from Toronto, blowing up. He's doing millions of streams online. Just great episode. I don't want to give out too many spoilers, but stay tuned for next week's episode because it's amazing. And if you reach the end of this and you're hearing this message, send me a message. We got some new merch coming out, so I'll do my best to save you some. Other than that, thank you for being a pal. Cheers.